left a physical therapy appointment reminder on the counter, and when my boyfriend saw it, he asked me why I was cheating on him. I laughed, sure he was joking. His face stayed dead serious. Marcus, it's physical therapy, for my shoulder. He flicked the card back at me and asked if the therapist was a man. I said yes, and he let out this cold, ugly laugh. So, you've been paying a man to put his hands all over you? My chest went tight because I realized he meant it. I explained it was a licensed therapist, treating a torn rotator cuff. Don't play dumb, he said. You knew exactly what you were doing, and you hit it. I reminded him I'd told him about the referral last week. He cut me off. You said physical therapy. You didn't say some guy would have his hands on you. He stepped closer and pointed at my face. We both know what really goes on in those rooms, and it makes me sick. He started pacing. Call them right now and cancel every session with that man. I'm not doing that. I have appointments twice a week for 2 months. He got in my face. Why can't you skip them? I explained the injury wouldn't heal on its own, that without the therapy, I could lose range of motion in my arm permanently. Oh, how convenient, he sneered. Now you've got a medical emergency to justify letting him touch you. He started scrolling his phone. There are female therapists in this city. You switch today or we're done. You can't just switch providers mid-treatment. My referral is specific. I don't care, he yelled. What kind of girlfriend lets another man handle her body? Do you have any idea how disrespected I feel? I sat down at the kitchen table. It's medical treatment, Marcus. People do it every single day. He slammed his hand on the counter. You let another man put his hands on you and didn't think for 1 second about me. I pointed out he'd never once mentioned a problem with doctors or therapists before. I shouldn't have to tell you your body belongs to me, he said. I stood up. If this were reversed, I'd tell you to see whatever specialist you needed. His face went red. That's different and you know it. You're making excuses because you know what you did was disgusting. I took a breath because there was something I hadn't told him yet. Marcus, the reason they're being so aggressive with treatment, the injury happened because of the fall, the one I had when I blacked out last month. They ran scans. I paused. They found a growth pressing on the nerve. It's cancer. He stared at me for a long 10 seconds. So you should have thought about that before you cheated on me. I made him say it again, certain I'd misheard. You should have thought about that. He repeated, slower, louder, before you let another man touch you. And now you're trying to use cancer to manipulate me. I asked if he was serious. Dead serious, he said. You made your choice. Live with it. The consequence is cancer, Marcus. I need a specialist. And whose fault is that? If you'd found a woman from the start, maybe none of this happens. I stared at him. You think I got cancer because a male therapist touched my shoulder? He shrugged. I'm just saying actions have consequences. Maybe if you'd asked my permission first, we'd have caught it sooner. Something inside me broke clean in half. I have cancer, I said. He rolled his eyes. And I have a girlfriend who cheated. We've both got problems, and they're all your fault. I walked to the bedroom and grabbed my keys and phone. Where do you think you're going? He yelled. I came back to the doorway. I'm leaving. We're done. He laughed. You're not going anywhere. We're going to sit here until you admit what you did was wrong. I looked at him standing there like he owned me. If you actually believe medical treatment for cancer is cheating, you're going to die alone. He moved toward me and I held up my hand. Don't. I got in my car and backed out while he stood on the porch shouting that I was being dramatic. That night he texted that he'd take me back if I promised to only see female providers for my treatment. I blocked his number. The treatment was hard, longer and rougher than I'd braced for. But every appointment, I walked in alone and walked out a little more sure of the one thing that had become perfectly clear in that kitchen. The tumor wasn't the most dangerous thing that had been growing in my life. I'm in remission now. I go to my follow-ups by myself, and there is no one at home keeping score of who touches my arm. Some things you don't realize are strangling you until you finally get to breathe.